With near gale force winds forecast for the afternoon, to stay on schedule, racing for the high-performance owner-driver RC40-41 designs on Day 3, the penultimate day of their World Championship, was brought forward by 2 hours. In the southwesterly breeze, the race area was set up between Hill Head and the Brambles Bank, in the northeastern quadrant of the central Solent, by the Royal Yacht Squadron's expert race management.
With strong winds forecast later, Day 3 of the 44 Cup Cows World Championship begins 2 hours early at 09:30. Even so, much action is expected. Race 1 gets underway in 16 to 18 knots of southwesterly breeze. Team Nika leads from the first top mark all the way to the finish, covering Crémer, which chases her to the very end. Bullet and Blackstar, among others, have their tough moments but recover safely. C-Ref completes the podium. The 44 Cup's overall leader Clarisse finally wins her first race of this World Championship as the breeze freshens in race 2. Aleph Racing is second and Team Aqua third. With the wind into the high teens, manoeuvres are getting harder, with even the experienced Artemis and C-Ref dipping their spars in the Solent water. In the last race of the day, the wind is gusting to 25 knots and Clarisse scores her second bullet in a rapid-fire finish ahead of Team Aqua and C-Ref. This allows Crémer, the defending world champion, to edge ahead at the top of the leaderboard.
In light conditions we're performing as well, but the chances with heavy weather there are less open ends than with light conditions. So it may look like, but last year we won the Worlds in very light conditions.
Overall, really fun day. The boat comes alive at 20 plus knots. It was really gusty, so 16 to 23, but really fun.
Completing the podium, Team Nika and Team Aqua have played the averages well and are 5 and 7 points behind Crémer respectively. But with up to 3 more races tomorrow, there's still all to play for.
It'll be tough because it looks windy again tomorrow, but I mean, for sure, it's 5 points. There's 5 or 6 boats that all seem quite strong in that condition. So, you know, never know. We'll definitely give it our best tomorrow and try and catch them.
Stay tuned for tomorrow's grand finale, when more big conditions are forecast for this ultra-competitive World Championship.
This is your weekly global sailing highlights show, The World on Water, August 18, 2023. The New York Yacht Club's American Magic brought their AC40s out today for 2-boat testing on a pitch-perfect America's Cup course in stunning summer conditions. Tom Slingsby noted that the class foil was slower than their foil, so they tested both, whilst they had the different foils on either side of the boat.
Hi Tom, another very good day. We had the full range of conditions, from light wind to 18 knots I saw down there now, and a fair bit of chop. What was the original plan for the day today when you left?
Plan for today was to go out and do a couple of races, and which we did with 2 boats, and then it was to go into some different system checks for one of our boats, our LEQ, and so we were just testing a few things. You might have seen we're a bit unstable there at times, testing some different configurations and settings, but yeah, it's all part of the learning process.
So were you on autopilot at the end of the day?
Not sure. We were trying different things. It's not necessarily autopilot, but it's yeah, just trying different settings.
Because we saw like a couple of big porpoises, like kind of the height control system getting out of phase with what happened with the boat. Can you expand a little bit on that?
Yeah, it was happening. Yeah, we were trying different settings and the tuning and things like that, but it yeah, and so we were getting a bit out of whack, but the whole time we were talking to our team and they were making adjustments and trying to, we knew when we went out that we were going to be a bit unstable, which was fine in the light winds, but at the end it came into 18 knots and yeah, we decided we didn't want to keep pressing down those settings.
And when you were both on the water racing, now Magic is back onto one design mode. Have you felt the difference in speed now with the standard foils on it?
Yeah, today we had one design foils on one side and one of our foils on the other side, and yeah, man, it's no secret our foils are faster. So on port tack today, our boat, America, we were pretty fast on port tack compared to the one design foils.
And how about the three-star maneuvers? They look hot again, like close and very interesting. Does it make a difference, those foils, when doing all these roundups and fairways?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that the one design foils are very large. They're designed to go through a range of conditions to run World Series events, and our foils are smaller. And so with that, you get a little bit more instability and a little bit. They're just a little less forgiving, our foils, when compared to the big one design foils. But yeah, to win the cup, you're going to have to find that right balance of small foils which you can still maneuver on, and yeah, we're just searching down that path at the moment.
There was a strong start for Team Aqua at the 44 Cup, Cowes World Championship, with 2 bullets from 3 races. Chris Bake's Team Aqua took an early lead after day 1. In the first 2 races, Team Aqua led around every mark. In the opener, after a pin-end start, she squeaked ahead of defending 44 Cup Cowes champions, Hugues Lepic's Arlef Racing coming into the top mark. The French held on to second, but then received 2 penalty points for a start line collision.
Cowes on the Isle of Wight is playing host this week to the RC44 World Championship. At the start of race 1, with current pushing them over, 3 boats are OCS premature starters. Team Aqua claims the bullet, with the defending champions here on Arlef Racing second and Peninsula Racing third. Among the fleet of 9 RC44s is Louise Morton, racing on the class's lone boat with her all-female Bullet crew, the first all-female team ever to compete in 17 years of the 44 Cup. They managed to be in the mix on their first day of racing, a rare feat for teams new to this class.
They're cracking boats, absolutely cracking boats. Really good fun to sail. Lots of really good crew work. Everybody needs to work with each other. There's plenty going on, really plenty going on, and the racing's really tight and really good.
Impressively, Team Aqua wins race 2 as well, showing good form and the potential to recover the title they won both in 2019 and 2021. The overall 44 Cup season leader and defending world champions Clarisse finished second, with Team Nika third.
As we always say, it's always very competitive, and any boat can win. We managed to get 2 good starts, which helped us a lot, and that was what gave us the advantage the first 2 races, and then the last race was a little bit more difficult.
Team Nika, with Nick Asher calling tactics, wins the 3rd race of the day after a constantly improving scoreline. Asher is being assisted by his former double 470 World Championship winning crew, Elliot Willis, who is providing the team with local knowledge.
We're in good shape. We just need to settle down a little bit and get into the regatta, which I think we did throughout the day, as you probably saw from the results. So yeah, I think we're ready to fight tomorrow and hopefully close the gap on the front too. Elliot's here this week. He's been really good so far. You know, it's just good to have someone I trust and knows the venue really well. So we're sort of working together well, and hopefully it'll turn out good in the end.
See you tomorrow when 3 more races are scheduled, starting from 11:30 local time.
We are Sailing Only Media. Please subscribe, share, like, and check the alerts bell. French sailor Clarisse Crémer is embarking on one of the most exciting challenges of her career, competing in the next Vendée Globe in November 2024. After Banque Populaire dropped her sponsorship in January 2023, which left Crémer without a team or a boat, and put her Vendée Globe dreams on hold, she will now be joined by new title sponsor, L'Occitane en Provence, for a return to sailing, following the birth of her baby daughter last November. Crémer started her sailing career whilst at university and went on to finish second in her first solo race, the 2017 Mini Transat. She moved on to the Figaro class before joining her previous sailing team in 2019 to take on her first Vendée Globe in 2020, where she achieved the best performance by a female skipper in the history of the race.
Mon premier briefing météo à ma mère, on va voir ce que je comprends.
It's an unpredictable weather scenario. It's not like a big weather system that you can really play on.
And our big concern really is the start, what sails to have up, what sails to anticipate.
The wind speed is typically underestimated in the models by a good bit, and then with the current turning and going 2 knots with you, I think pretty much as soon as we're outside the needles we're in 30 knots. I think we'll see more 30 plus, yeah.
Et ben on voit qu'il y a déjà pas mal de vent. À la sortie du Solent, ça risque d'être velu. Mais bon, pour l'instant, on s'approche de la ligne. Enfin, on va hisser les voiles et faire un peu de frais en entraînement, au échauffement jusqu'à la ligne de départ au niveau de Cavs. Voilà. J'étais un peu stressée avant le départ forcément parce que j'ai encore plein de choses à prouver sur ce bateau. Moi c'est ma première course depuis 2 ans.
Well, we're getting close to the start for the Amoccas.
10 seconds to go.
Actually on the Amocca, visibility is very hard. Certainly now we've got some tide starting to run with us here, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens now further up the track. Was it worth just waiting, not having the best start but being further upwind, or is it better just to get cleaner air and be, you know, further offshore but just nice and clean and able to go fast?
Good start for us. We made out the Solent, so we're happy. Boat felt good. Got a few little technical issues we're trying to manage at the moment, which isn't surprising to be honest, because this is only really our second sail ever. But no, really good moment in the Solent, and now just going to keep trying to make it through the next challenge, which is this cold front and the lumpy, choppy channel waters.
Je pense que c'est 8000, chose comme ça. Et après ça se offre, ouais, c'est soit J2, J0. J'ai 2 modèles qui fait des J0 pendant 1 heure, et après c'est J2.
Parce que dès qu'on est à 300, le virement, we're waiting for a shift, so as soon as we are more than north, doing some east, we take. Don't want to miss that. Now we have to take, really. Ok, maintenant on peut envoyer là. 325, prêt.
So l'off, 2, slot, c'est parti.
Alors, écart-cap, je pense. Carrément, on peut choquer. Tu te choques pas tout le jeu pour garder un peu d'altitude. C'est beaucoup mieux avec le bris, t'as vu? Par contre, il n'y a juste pas exactement le vent qu'on voudrait là. Donc, il y a de la droite là encore. Ça me rend ouf. Je pense que ça peut beaucoup gaucher et du coup il faut être prêt à rouler. Il va falloir être un peu réactif avec la météo parce que on a tous nos plans sur J0, J2 et tout.
Ouais, c'est sympa, c'est beau.
Et là pour l'instant.
J'avais lu Sherlock Holmes, le français. En fait, c'est quand il est en casque arrive à lui, et ça lui stresse, il commence à être mettre dans le jeu, il dit ah, the game's afoot.
Du coup, je vais faire le mode de ma voile plutôt que de suivre Yannick.
Et les steers sont plus bas. Just have quite a big shift. Like a 40-degree shift. It might be a moment.
Attention à l'être pas. Allez, on va doubler tout, hein, si tu le dis. Si, je suis très chaude.
There's a little acceleration down the side of the DST when the wind drops off the DST. You get like an acceleration and the wind actually bounces, so I think it's hitting us and going over them.
With my tired mind, I think I'm starting to believe it. Je pense qu'on a juste de la chance, on est des... On a une espèce de vitesse qui va nous accompagner jusqu'au bout, j'y crois. J'y crois. C'est trop stylé. 7000 une demi-heure. Toujours les bateaux les uns derrière les autres.
Un petit peu haut par rapport à eux, je pense que ça va être la seule façon d'y passer.
Sur l'heure des vents là. On sent pas grand chose.
Choqué devant un petit peu. Là on est passé. Bravo hein.
Trop stylé. Trop stylé. You survive. Bon, on est vraiment incroyablement contents parce que franchement on a mis le bateau à l'eau il y a 15 jours, jour pour jour. On a fait un seul entraînement avec Alan. Et donc on est vraiment hyper contents parce qu'on a eu des petits problèmes mais rien de gros et on a pris vachement de plaisir et c'était le meilleur entraînement qu'on pouvait faire, donc c'est vraiment trop chouette. On a hâte de refaire des régates ensemble.
Mickey Beckett of Great Britain overcame a black flag disqualification in the first race to extend his lead in the ILCA 7, thanks to a second in the final race of the day. However, it was Olympic champion Matt Wynne of Australia who was the big mover, with a first and a third, to move into second overall, albeit still 15 points behind Beckett. However, A strong start to competition in the Gold Fleet. Wern will hope to match his exploits at the Paris test event, when a strong finish saw him overhaul Beckett for victory.
It's been a monumental day today at the Allianz Sailing World Championships here in The Hague. All 10 classes were scheduled to race today. That almost never happens. The Gold Fleets that were racing, it amped up all the tension. It was totally sick. The big story of today was in the Ilka 7. Tonci Stepanovic of Croatia, who was leading his fleet with a bunch of bullets, got black flagged. It pushed him down in the standings, and Great Britain's Michael Beckett moved up to first. The Ilka 6 women sailors were kept on shore today, but it was in the 49ers where the points were the closest. Botan and Triddle from Spain and Lambrix and Van der Werken from the Netherlands. The women's skiff has a clear leader with Bobeck and Netzler from Sweden with a ridiculous 35-point lead. Even though the Japanese pair of Okada and Yoshioka have a 24-point lead in the 470 mixed dinghy, that fleet is getting super tight. In the NACRA 17, the British pair of Gimston and Burnett finally made their way up to second place after a little bit of a slow start. In the women's IQ foil, Britain's Emma Wilson moves ahead of former champion Helena Nosman of France. And in the men's kite, Singapore's Max Mader and Tony Vodacek from Slovenia are still on the top of the leaderboard. That's all from an amazing day here at the Allianz Sailing World Championships. Check us out on all our social media platforms, but most importantly, go to YouTube, because tomorrow the action goes live.
It is the final day for para classes at the Allianz Sailing World Championships. Today we have the champion crowned in Hansa 303 women, as well as the silver and bronze medals in 2.4, Hansa 303 men and Ice Venture Connect.
Heiko Kruger from Germany. Such a strong performance. He did not need to even be out here on the water today.
Well, it was a perfect championship. We had great weather and challenging conditions. It was a great event.
Elizabeth Betsy Allison is world champion in the Hansa 303.
To represent your nation on this kind of stage is really important. And doing so with a disability, it makes me really proud.
And Cichocki, the world #1, overtaking Great Britain just before the line, and a great way to wrap up this World Championship.
It's been a great week here in Brasilia since we finished all 10 races as scheduled. I hope you have enjoyed our daily videos throughout the event. A big thank you from us for following, supporting and cheering for our parasailers.
Thank you, Brasilia.
Thank you, United.
Thank you, Netherlands.
Thank you, Valencia.
Thank you, Brasilia.
Thank you, family and friends.
Whatever your ability is, we can all enjoy sailing.
In typical 44 Cup style, racing at the World Championship for the leading owner-driver one design circuit concluded with 2 boats tied in the top spot with third place, just 1 point behind with 2 days of racing left.
Day 2 of the RC44 World Championship in Cowes is a busy one, with 4 races scheduled. This anticipates tomorrow's strong winds when racing may be impossible. In a turnaround of her form, Artemis Racing wins the opening race of the day, finishing with a comfortable lead over Team Nika and third place Aleph Racing.
I think everyone knew it was a left-hand track, and we just had a really nice start and picked a good lay line. And to be honest, it was, it's relatively easy from there. We had good speed, and so quite happy. The second one, again, it was sort of quite a nice race. Disappointed we had a little issue with the kites. We lost the boat, so. Yeah, you know what these boats are like. You make one small mistake and you get punished hard, and that's why everyone enjoys it, and it makes winning all the sweeter.
With the wind dropping and the tide beginning to turn in the western Solent, Team Aqua wins the second race, the third bullet of the regatta. Aleph Racing is second, and still on form, Artemis Racing gets another podium finish in third. Some brave tactics caused Peninsula Racing to win the third race by a huge margin, and going into the final race, 3 boats are tied at the top of the leaderboard. However, the day's final race is won by Hugo Peak's Aleph Racing, elevating the French team to first place, albeit tied on points with Team Nika.
It was really, really hard.
out there. We had the tide turning around during the day, so at the beginning we were trying to stay away from the line, and at the end, in the last 2 races, we were trying to get to the line. So start was very critical, and we actually didn't execute perfectly. We could have done a lot better. I think the racetrack was still very open, and with all this amount of tide and the shifts because of the rain, there was plenty of opportunities, and I think we've mainly been able to capitalize on the door that they were left open.
Behind Aleph and Nika, the 2023 44 Cups overall leader Clarisse is currently third at the halfway stage of this World Championship, just 1 point off the lead. The first warning signal is scheduled for 09:30 tomorrow morning in the hope of getting some racing in before gale force winds later make conditions unsaleable.
There's various race areas in the Solent. That's what's the beauty of this venue, and hopefully they can find some slightly less wind and slightly flatter water, and we'll be charging in 25 knots, which is what we love.
Stay tuned for a breezy penultimate day tomorrow.
Tracy Edwards MBE and DP World, the sponsor of the Maiden Factor World Tour, have seen a new opportunity to further their objectives and announced that Maiden and her all-female crew will enter the 2023 Ocean Globe Race. In 1989, Maiden, Great Britain, and Tracy Edwards made history. She entered the first ever all-female crew. She was met with disbelief, raising more than a few eyebrows in what was then a male-dominated sport. Yet, this tin full of tarts, as the late yachting journalist Bob Fisher infamously nicknamed Maiden, gave the boys a run for their money, winning 2 legs in the Southern Ocean and leading their class.
So today we are putting the mast back in Maiden. So it's been out to do some general maintenance and some double checks before we go off onto the OGR. So we're happy with it now. It's being stepped today. We're getting a new boom as well. On top of that, we've got a lot of other maintenance bits that we want to get ticked off before the start of the race, so we're in really good shape when it comes to September the 10th. First of all, we're going to be weighing it for our IRC rating, and then it gets lifted up with a crane and then very gently slotted into the boat. So it's a bit of a careful process. We want to make sure we don't damage anything and it goes in well. And then after that, we're going to be tuning the rig so that it's bang on and absolutely perfect for when we're sailing and it's all safe. We were one of the last boats to announce that we were going to do the race, so we didn't really know we were doing it until quite late on. But I think we'll get there. We've got another maybe week or so of work, and then we should be out sailing and hopefully checking out and making sure that we've got no more issues before race start. All the crew are very excited. Yeah, that's an understatement. We've just all come together in the last week, so we're all together for the first time, and everyone's very excited and everyone's working really hard to make sure that the boat's in a tip-top condition.